दोनों की आ गई?
आ गई।
पूरा शक्ल। Okay, so let us start, and we will start with our prayer. Shri Guru Pyo Namah. I share. I फिर से मैंने ओके। श्रुति स्मृति पुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शंकरं लोकशंकरं शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् सदाशिवसमारम्भां ये तो कर दिया। हाँ। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओ इसको एक मिनट मुझे जूम करने दो। ओके, maybe now we will be successful. Yes. Shri Harim Paramanandam
श्रीहरिं परमानन्दम्
उपदेष्टारमीश्वरम्
उपदेशतारमीश्वरम्
व्यापकं सर्वलोकानां
व्यापकं सर्वलोकानां
कारणं तं नमाम्यहम्।
कारणं तं नमाम्यहम्।
ओके, अभी हम जाएंगे नंबर 13। ओके, नाहं भूतगणो देहः
नाहं भूतगणो देहः
नाहं चाक्षगणस्तथा
नाहं चाक्षगणस्तथा
एतद्विलक्षणः कश्चित्
एतद्विलक्षणः कश्चित्
विचारसोऽयमीदृशः
विचारसोऽयमीदृशः
अज्ञानप्रभवं सर्वम्
अज्ञानप्रभवं सर्वं
ज्ञानेन प्रविलीयते
ज्ञानेन प्रविलीयते
संकल्पो विविधः कर्ता
संकल्पो विविधः कर्ता
विचारसोऽयमीदृशः
विचारसोऽयमीदृशः।
ओके, अभी हम आ गए पेज 151। ठीक है, वे जो ये वर्स है अज्ञानम प्रभवम सर्वम, और उसमें हमने देखा बड़े बड़े वस्तु, यूनिवर्स इज बॉर्न ऑफ इग्नोरेंस and it disappears by knowledge. ज्ञानेन प्रविलीयते संकल्पः विविधः कर्ता, and all this collective desires of everybody, sankalpa jo hai, and that is caused by ignorance, they are the karta. Okay, vividha karta. Okay, and this is the way of inquiring iti. So pichle baar I think we read this. How much did we read? I don't remember.
We were at page 152.
52.
Second,
okay.
second para finished. Third. We'll start third.
So we looked at this, that what is the material cause of the universe, and Vedanta bolte hai ajnanam prabhavam sarvam. Ignorance is the material cause. Okay. Now I will like to introduce something here for us, but where do I find my share? Okay, share. Yeah, let's look at Swami Paramarthanandaji. Very interesting because he gives a little bit different angle, a better angle for us. He says, can you see this, or do I need to make it larger? I can make it larger.
Huh? Yeah, little larger, yes.
Okay. हे भगवान, ओके। लिटिल लार्जर से मैं बहुत लार्जर हो गया। ओके,
बट ठीक है।
हाँ, so in this verse Adi Shankaracharya takes up two questions. One is regarding the world. How did the world come about? It is Jagat Vichara and also Nimitta Karana Vichara. Okay? Jagat Vichara deals with how did the world come. For that question, Acharya says that everything is born of Ajnanena Prabhavam. Okay? Everything is born out of ignorance. Ignorance is the cause of everything. And here Acharya brings out a very nice point, which is what we are used to, and that is at Samashti level, ignorance itself is called Maya. Okay? And that is the basic material which has become the universe, and that is called as Ajnana. It is not only the ignorance at the level of individual, but there is a Samashti ignorance which is there. And then, of course, we saw Jnanena Praviliyate. In the wake of knowledge, this everything, will resolve. Karananashe, Karyanashaha. When the cause is removed, ignorance is removed, the effect is automatically removed. And one example is given, usually in Vedanta, rope ignorance is the cause of the manifestation of snake, and rope knowledge will dissolve the unreal snake. You did not see the rope clearly, and hence the rope snake is seen. We'll come back to this later. Okay. Now we can come back here. So here what Swamiji says is, ignorance of the self, because we said universe is a projection. So last time we saw that, that creation is a projection. Why is it a projection? Because there is only one thing, consciousness, and consciousness is not changing. And consciousness is one, ekam. Whereas in the creation, there is so much of diverse thing and it is changing. How can one unchanging thing be the, have anything become the universe? It can't. Therefore, universe is a projection. This was the logic which was used. Okay. And then Swamiji says, let us return to the rope snake example. And so, what is the snake made of? It is made of rope ignorance. Very nice, that. But it is made of rope ignorance, not of rope. Usually, we will think it's made of rope because rope, but no, there is no snake. Therefore, it is made of rope ignorance. Okay. It is purely a projection that took place due to ignorance of the specific aspect of the rope. Ignorance of the specific aspect, that is we've not done the third para, right? So then I should read it out. So why is it a projection? This is possible only if creation is a projection mithya. A projection is always born out of ignorance. Let us return to the rope snake example and ask, what is the material cause of the snake? What is the snake made of? It is made of ignorance of the rope, not of rope, but ignorance of the rope. It is made of rope ignorance because the snake has no substance. It is purely a projection that took place due to ignorance of the specific aspect of the rope. Meaning that this aspect is the general aspect. मेरी लाइट चली गई. वर्षा, बेटा वो दूसरा लाइट डाल दो. ये साइड की जो लाइट है ना, वो डाल के देना. अभी वो जनरेटर आएगी तो मिल जाएगी मुझे. नहीं नहीं, वो डालो. अरे ऊपर वाली होती है. हाँ, वो आएगी. अभी जनरेटर अभी चालू हुई है, वो आएगी अभी. दोनों रखना. हाँ, अभी थोड़ी एटलीस्ट आ गई है. Oh wow, I have another light. Mataji is all equipped. Okay. Yes. Now my face is more clear, no? Okay. So we saw ignorance of this specific aspect, namely that what is a rope. Because we saw that in the snake, we saw this is snake. So the this is part was actually the rope, right? So already there is rope jnanam because the person is, some sort of rope jnanam is there because the person is saying this is. that this is belongs to the rope. But that it is a rope is not known. That is a specific aspect of this is. Iti. And not knowing that specific aspect, a snake was projected there. If the snake were real, the cause would also have to be real. But the snake is not real. It is a projection or mithya. And projection is always a result of ignorance. So just as rope snake is born of rope ignorance, so also the universe is born of ignorance of the self, ignorance of Brahman. Iti. Okay, my light has come back. Is this okay with you, Anita? ठीक है कि कोई क्वेश्चन है मन में? हाँ, सोच लो. आपका म्यूटेड है, अनम्यूट कर लो. मैं आपको ड्रॉ करके देती हूँ. एक मिनट. I really enjoy this. एक मिनट. We'll have fun now. Okay. I am going to draw a snake. Okay? Now, which is the pooch and which is the head, we don't know. Right?
ऊपर हेड है, नीचे पूछ तो बन गया.
ठीक है. अभी ये इसका एक आदमी आके बोलते हैं, ओ माय गॉड, दिस इज अ स्नेक. है?
यस.
तो इसमें क्या हुआ? दिस इज, this is एक पार्ट है, and then the next part is a snake. और इसमें स्वामी जी क्या बोल रहे हैं कि किसी ने आया और उसने टॉर्च दिखाया. They showed a torch and they found that it was a rope. So the this is part belongs to the snake or the rope?
Rope.
Anita. Supposing this person said, oh my God, this is a snake. Later on, they came to find out that it was a rope. But this person had said, this is a snake. So, in this thing, something real is there. Because there's a rope sitting there. So, the this is, when the person says this is, that this is belongs to what?
Rope.
It belongs to the rope. Okay? And what about the snake? This snake has come here because of ignorance that this is that it is a rope. So rope ignorance, okay? Imagine I'm writing with my mouse. Wow. Rope ignorance has led to projection of the snake. There is no snake there at all. कोई है ही नहीं, कुछ है नहीं. ठीक है? So this snake is made of rope ignorance. Right? No problem. There.
Yes.
Snake. What is a snake made of? It is made of rope ignorance. Purely a projection. Because rope ignorance is there, snake was projected. Now we are stretching the example. Let's see again. Because this person didn't know it was a rope, therefore he projected a snake. Oh my God, snake is there. Iti.
The person imagines?
He imagines a snake.
Yes.
Where there is no snake. Pure imagination. So projection means imagination, kalpana. When Swamiji says projection, what he means is it's a kalpana. Yeah, it's an imagination. Iti.
Mhm.
Okay. So this projection, why did it happen? It happened because of ignorance. Ignorance of what? Ignorance of rope.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Mm.
Now look at the sentence on page 153. Just as the rope snake is born of rope ignorance, so also the universe is born of ignorance of the self being Brahman.
Ignorance.
Okay.
Mm.
So what actually there's a whole prakriya here. Can I rub this out now
Yes, yes, yes.
to say clear page? Areva. Okay. Okay. So now what are we being told? Universe is born of ignorance of self or ignorance of self being Brahman.
Mm.
Ignorance, okay, of self, capital self है, equal to Brahman. Oops, this is ये तो not equal to हो गया हाँ. Okay. Self, I, इधर आओ, equal to Brahman. Okay. Ignorance of self, that self is equal to Brahman. This has brought about what? Universe. My goodness. Here is where our Paramarthanandaji fills in a little bit of the gaps, where he says that this ignorance is the samashti ignorance. Samashti. Okay, let's look again of what he is saying. Sharing your screen will lose the whiteboard. Continue. I not this, yeah. इसको बंद करो. I'm not sharing my screen, yeah. I'm closing my screen. Okay. Continue. अरे क्या हुआ? हाँ.
Yeah.
I want to
What
share. अरे share screens. हाँ. I want to share what Paramarthanandaji said. Okay, so let's look at what he had to say. Everything is born of ignorance. Same thing. We also is saying everything is born of ignorance. What kind of ignorance? That self is Brahman, that ignorance. Ignorance is the cause of everything, the whole universe. So here Paramarthanandaji points out that look at the samashti level. At the samashti level, ignorance is called Maya. And Maya becomes the Upadana Karanam, the basic material which has become the universe. Okay? So there is Maya Shakti, and Maya Shakti is caused this universe. Okay. Now let's go back to what Swamiji says on page 153, and we'll keep coming back here. On 153, he says, Sarvam, because in the verse we have got Sarvam. Sarvam, Ajnana Prabhavam Sarvam. Okay? Sarvam, everything without exception, is born of ignorance. Okay? Sarvam means all, the entire universe of names and forms. That which has Ajnana, ignorance, as its origin is called Ajnana Prabhava. So the whole universe of names of forms has its origin in Ajnana. Okay, this is what is being said. So now Swami V always goes for the kill. This is most amazing because it means that there is no substance in the universe. Meaning, no real thing called the universe. Iti. If we take the universe and split it into its components, it will reduce to ignorance. There will be no particle there, nothing. Too much of a jump, It will reduce to self ignorance and finally to the self. Ignorance of what? Ignorance of the self. Iti. But very nicely, our Paramarthanandaji saves us and tells us that नहीं नहीं इसमें समष्टि को देखो, समष्टि माया है और माया के कारण ये यूनिवर्स आई है. ठीक है, तो वो सेव कर दिया है. Then self ignorance is the material cause and self becomes the intelligent or efficient cause. So self ignorance is the material cause. Upadana karanam is the ignorance of self, being Brahman, and self meaning Ishvara becomes the nimitta karanam. Okay, we are used to this now. Ishvara becomes the nimitta karanam. So maybe we should go back to our drawing or whiteboard. हाँ, ये वाले देखेंगे. So ignorance of self equal to Brahman is equal to universe, and then oops, my God, sorry. Okay, this is Maya at samashti level. But Maya by itself cannot create the universe, no? Okay, at 711 becomes the Upadana Karanam, material cause. Lost? You remember that for any creation, we need two types of causes. One is the material, and one is, for example, if you want to make a pot, then you need clay, which is the material, and you need a pot maker, the person who knows how to make the pot. So now the material cause for the universe, that is the material cause, Upadana means material cause. Material cause is ignorance. Okay? And at the samashti level, it is Maya. Then who is the pot maker? Who is the efficient cause or the creator? That is Ishvara, the self. Okay? And that is the Upadana Karanam. And Nimitta Karanam is equal to Ishvara. Ishvara means consciousness. So this Ishvara is equal to C, consciousness. Consciousness is also the individual self, no? So in Swami V's note, he doesn't make that difference of Ishvara and the individual self. He's keeping it only as just self. He's just saying the word self. I felt that Swami Paramarthanandaji is giving more clarity to us in terms of the prakriyas we are already used to, which is there is Upadana Karana, Nimitta Karana, and Nimitta Karanam is Ishvara. Ishvara along with Maya Shakti, okay, is the Karanam for the universe, where Ishvara is the Nimitta Karanam and Maya Shakti is the Upadana Karanam. Just that much we need to know. Everything else is we can take it as this thing. In case that question came in your mind, how did the whole universe come if it is ignorance of my own self? No. Here we are talking about there's a collective ignorance, samashti ignorance is there, and that is the Maya Shakti, which is the material cause for the universe. But material cause by itself is jada. It cannot produce the universe unless there is a conscious being enlivening it. And that conscious being enlivening it is Ishvara. So Ishvara along with Maya Shakti is the one who creates this universe. Yeah. Now we'll come back to Swami V. Okay. So Swamiji here is pakka kill mode mein hai. Okay? So he says in the second paragraph, ultimately you can say that the maker is the self. Then self ignorance is the material cause, and the self becomes the intelligent or efficient cause. Yeah. And here you can say self ignorance is the material cause. There you can maybe on top of it write the word Maya. Okay. At Maya at Samashti level. And the self becomes the intelligent, or you can call it as Ishvara or consciousness. Ishvara equal to consciousness. Yeah, you can put that there for more clarity. Is the intelligent, the nimitta karana iti. So now Swamiji is just saying ignorance of the self is responsible for this superimposition. Just as ignorance of the rope is responsible for the creation of the snake, the ignorance of the self first produces a wrong notion that I am a body mind iti, and causes in me a sense of inadequacy. I look upon the body as the self. The body, poor thing, is very inadequate, and therefore I look upon myself as inadequate. So all the limitations of the body mind sense complex become my limitations, and I say I am a limited, inadequate being. Yeah. And then supposing now you have this ignorance, you have superimposed limitation upon yourself. And naturally, if you superimpose limitation on yourself and say, I am limited, then there is going to be desire in your heart to be not limited. And then the desire will come in the form of some action. You'll say, I have to do something to become unlimited. Iti. So, avidya, kama, karma. That whole cycle will be there. Avidya, kama, karma. This is what now Swamiji is going to launch into.
Guruma, one question.
Hmm.
This snake comes when there is light is less. When there is it is neither fully light nor total darkness.
Yes.
But this recreation is all the time. कोई ऐसा time है नहीं.
Yeah. Actually, even this is a prakriya, you know. If now supposing here itself in what Swamiji has said, we can find a logical point which can't be answered. For example, he has started off with the body. Body, you know, wo limited hai. I superimposed body on myself. Where did the body come from? Where did the body come from for me to superimpose on myself? कहाँ से आई body? आप बोल रहे हैं ना क्रिएशन, इग्नोरेंस इज द कॉज ऑफ द सेल्फ, इज कॉज ऑफ द यूनिवर्स. ठीक है, हम लोग ने एक प्रक्रिया दिया, इग्नोरेंस इज द कॉज ऑफ द यूनिवर्स. ओके ओके ओके, इग्नोरेंस इज द कॉज ऑफ, and then because of that ignorance I superimpose the limitations of the body on the self. I'll say, where did the body come from?
एक मिनट.
That's why we have to say samashti.
माया से महत बना, महत से
that's why we have to bring
पांच महाभूत बने.
We can't just ये जो इधर दिया गया ये बुक में, it is not fully adequate. We have to take resort to what Paramarthanandaji said, that samashti is there. There is a samashti maya involved,
yes,
you know. वो नहीं करेंगे. If you just take individual self, then immediately one person will ask, body कहाँ से आया? बताओ, आपने बोला this is the cause, but where did the body come? First body has to come, then I can superimpose, no? Iti. So everything, one more little question you ask, it will crack this thing, the prakriya cracks, you know? Anyway, so now we'll go on with this. Ignorance leads to desire and action. Okay, avidya, kama, karma. Now that is the prakriya which is going to go. This is my perception of myself. I also have an expectation of myself, however, which is that I should be a complete being. My perception is that I am an incomplete being. And so immediately there arises a desire to become complete. In this way, ignorance causes mutual superimposition of self and non-self, which causes a sense of inadequacy and the desire to become adequate. That desire results in karma, action to become adequate. And that is why we say that avidya leads to kama, which leads to karma, and karma in turn leads to phala, the result. And so this universe is the result of actions performed by us. Birth and death and all that we confront in life are created by prarabdha karma, our own karma. When we add up all the karmas of all the beings, we will get the whole universe. Let's again look at what Swami Paramarthanandaji says. It's very nice. Half your questions will go. So we had come up till here. At samashti level, ignorance itself is called Maya. That is the basic material which has become universe. That is called Ajnana. Therefore, Jnanena praviliyate, in the wake of knowledge, everything will resolve. Karana nashe, karya nashaha. When ignorance is removed, the effect, which is the superimposing body upon oneself, is automatically removed. And the example of rope is given. The rope ignorance is the cause of manifestation of snake, and rope knowledge dissolves the unreal snake. You did not see the rope clearly, and hence the rope snake is seen. Then Swamiji says, when you go to sleep, duality comes in the form of dream. Swapna Dvaita. We have got waking Dvaita, and now we have waking Prapancha, and now we have Swapna Dvaita and Swapna Prapancha. And this is removed once the sleep is gone. Nidra nashe, Swapna nashaha. The definition of sleep is ignorance of the waker. At the time of dream, the dreamer me doesn't know myself as a person lying comfortably in the bed. It is nothing but ignorance. Waking up is nothing but knowing. The jnanena praviliyate, that's what he's explaining. Waking up is nothing but knowing that I lie down without problem. Atma ajnana eva jagrat prapancha karanam. When I wake up from dream, the dream ignorance goes. When I gain knowledge, the jagrat ajnana goes. Okay. Now he comes to, you remember he said this is vichara we are doing also on not only jagat vichara, nimitta karana vichara. Nimitta karana is called karta. The carpenter is nimitta karana or karta. The goldsmith is nimitta karana or karta. Karta is doer for punya papa. Punya papa karta is the samsari. The second meaning is jagat karta asamsari ishvara. Karta may mean ishvara, or karta can be jiva. Swami V has taken only as jiva. Okay. Karta may also mean ishvara, and we should know where we should use which meaning. Here Adi Shankaracharya presents the nimitta karana in a slightly different way. Normally we say ishvara is nimitta karana, but here Adi Shankaracharya says, no doubt Ishvara is the intelligent creator of the world. The creator must have skill or knowledge to create the universe. However, there is one problem. If Ishvara is the intelligent creator, then why does he make some people good and some people bad? Why are some people healthy and some are sick? Why there are disease in the world? Why cannot the Lord create a wonderful world? Ishvara seems to be partial. He seems to have ragadvesha. Iti. For that, the Vedanti says, even though Ishvara is the creator of the world, the design to create the world is not independently determined by Ishvara, but it is determined by the karma of the jiva. So there is a samashti karma. Iti. And that's samashti karma. Okay. So judge gives punishment not on the basis of his will or wish, but punishment is based on the karma of the criminals. And here again, he is guided by the law books. So, Ishvara also creates this universe in keeping with the karma, samashti karma. The design is meant for exhaustion of our punya papa. We have asked for it based on our punya papa. We can therefore say that karma governed by Ishvara is the cause of the universe. Just like the law book which is interpreted by the judge, karma is interpreted by Ishvara, and accordingly Ishvara creates jivas and jagat. Kevala karma is not the karana because it is jada. Ishvara is not the karana because then he will be called as having ragadvesha. But karma of all the jivas, okay, Ishvara associated with the karma of all the jivas is the cause of the creation. The Srishti is based on the karma of the previous Srishti, and the previous Srishti is based on the previous Srishti. So karma is responsible for arrival and nature of this creation. What about the first Srishti? And for this we say Srishti, there is no first Srishti. We are so smart, eh? इसका कोई आदि नहीं है, अंत नहीं है. Karma is the nimitta karanam because Srishti is a cycle, no? So there is no really beginning as such. So karma is nimitta karanam, and then here Paramarthanandaji says it is peculiar to Aparokshanubhuti. Usually in Vedanta we will say Ishvara is the nimitta karanam, but here in Aparokshanubhuti Shankara is putting it differently, and he is saying that Ishvara is the ये क्या हो गया, ये तो stuck हो गया, एक minute. Ishvara is the is saying karma is the nimitta karanam. Karma is born out of kama or a desire. If I cook, I have a desire to eat. I come to class means I have a desire to know. So all the karmas are based on kama or desire. Even Bhagwan creates because he wants to create. In the case of ordinary people, desires are binding. But in the case of Jnani and Ishvara, desires are non-binding desires. So all non-binding desires are for the welfare of the world. It is to bless the devotees and destroy the Rakshasas. It is fulfillment or its fulfillment or non-fulfillment will not affect Ishvara. Okay. So here in this case now, the nimitta karana is sankalpa or kama. So that that's all we need from this right now. Okay. We'll go back here. So that's what is being said here. All the sankalpas are there and itne sare kama hai, kama se karma aata hai, karma phala aati hai, and is tarah se punya papa aati hai, and then Ishvara creates this world for us to exhaust our punya papa. One type of explanation given. Okay. Then it is told over here, okay, the world disappears in the wake of knowledge. 154. Uncle, you can read.
In the wake of the knowledge, the world disappears.
The
snake that is born of rope ignorance disappears in the wake of rope knowledge. Parviliyate means it disappears completely. Similarly, the world disappears in the wake of knowledge of the self. Then you are face to face with the consciousness. There is no name, no form, no universe.
Meaning everything is consciousness. See, it depends on the standpoint you're looking at. If you're looking at from the, what happens is, it's not that there is no universe. Universe is there, but it is understood as consciousness. So, you're not saying that there is no universe. The Jnani is also, his eye is going to see, if there's a tree, he is going to see a tree only. But here, in the head, he knows it is tree apparently manifest. Consciousness apparently manifest as tree. So it's as good as there is no universe because everything is consciousness. for the Jnani. Okay? It's like if there is this made of clay and then there's another item made of clay. Maybe this also made of clay. Iti. So Ajnani will say this is pencil, this is cup. Jnani will say this is clay. Where is the cup? Where is the pencil? There is only clay. The vastu here is only clay. No? So that's what he means. We don't say that there is no universe means universe उड़ गया, उसको और कुछ नहीं दिखता है. ऐसा नहीं है. उसको भी दिखेगा, यूनिवर्स दिखेगा.
व्यवहार के लिए तो ये इग्नोरेंस मस्त.
हाँ, व्यवहार में भी इग्नोरेंस नहीं है उसको.
हाँ
उसको दिखता है. इट इज ओनली परसेप्शन.
हाँ जी.
व्यवहार में भी उनका परसेप्शन है. हाँ, ये पेड़ है,
ये पेड़ है, ये कप है,
ये घास है,
पेंसिल
ये कप है, ये. और उनको इधर पता है,
सब कुछ,
इधर पता है कि एक्चुअली
सब कुछ
ये
चेतना
पेड़ जो है वो कॉन्शियस, वो मैं ही हूँ. नॉट यू. चेतना मीन्स वो मैं ही हूँ. दैट मैं इज नॉट दिस बॉडी. इस इज वो मैं ही हूँ मीन्स मैं कॉन्शियसनेस ही हूँ. Now, if I say मैं ही हूँ, that means it's this conscious. No, 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 nothing to do with the body. वो सब मैं ही हूँ means मैं consciousness ही हूँ. There's nothing else here. नेह नानास्ति किंचन इति. इधर और कुछ नहीं है. इधर consciousness ही है. Isness. If consciousness is difficult, isness ही है. Existence है. Existence principle ही है इधर.
Then we must ask, ko vai karta? Who is the maker of this? The answer is that sankalpa, will or desire, I want this, I want that, is the creator of the universe. Consciousness is the ultimate reason, but it is consciousness manifesting as sankalpa.
Yeah, yeah. And I will even make it worse and say it is consciousness appearing to manifest as sankalpa. Okay? As though manifesting as sankalpa.
But ईश्वर में तो संकल्प होता नहीं है.
नहीं. That's why as though बताना पड़ता है. To illustrate this, बताओ uncle.
To illustrate this, Lord Narayana, the creator of the universe, is traditionally portrayed as lying down on a serpent bed, while Devi Lakshmi is sitting in his lap, massaging the feet. While she is doing this, Lord Narayana is telling her a story. And as he tells the story, the creation takes place.
So creation is a story and nothing more.
Creation is the story.
Narayana's story and nothing more. Iti. Now next part, Anita.
Yes. Creation is like a dream. The typical example given for creation is a dream. A dream arises from sleep in which there is complete self-ignorance. Self-ignorance in the dream is not complete like in a deep sleep. And yet one is not totally awake. In the dream, there is some sense that I am present, but I do not know that my true nature is. What my true nature is. That is what brings about the projection of the dream. The dream world is a projection created because of ignorance of the waker. And when I wake up, the whole dream world is gone. The fact that the dream world disappears means that it has no substance. This makes the dream a good example for explaining the universe. There are different types of dream, of course. I have my kind of dream and you have your own kind of dream. As thoughts arise in your mind, those dreams are created. You think of a mountain and there is a mountain. You think of a river and there is a river, and so on. We can have very sophisticated dreams also. It all depends on what your thought is. In the dream, the Karta, creator, causes the Sankalpa responsible for the creation. The verse says, Sankalpo Vividha Karta, meaning different kinds of Sankalpas arise. Katha Upanishad also describes the dream by saying, Kamam,
Kamam kamam purusho
Kamam
nirvimanaha.
As objects desirable to the dreamer occur, creation takes place. Creation is the dream requires only your thoughts. As you think, so it is.
We saw that there are two causes. हाँ बताओ.
नहीं कुछ नहीं मैं बोल रही थी कामम कामम पुरुषो
Nirmimanaha.
निर्मिमानः.
We saw that there are two causes in any creation, the material cause and the efficient cause. This applies to the dream also. The material cause is the ignorance of the waker, which is the general substance of the dream. Then what gives a particular shape to the dream are the sankalpas, individual thoughts. Because everybody has his or own thoughts. Everybody has unique dreams. So, now, next is yours, Ankal.
The Vedanta method is scripture-based vichara. This is the most mind-boggling analysis of the universe. It is not an ordinary thing at all. So much effort has been going on in research everywhere for centuries to arrive at the cause of the universe. When the universe seems so substantial, to say that there is no substance in it is all incredible.
That it's only nama rupa, no substance. Substance is one consciousness or existence principle. Huh?
This universe appears tangible, but Vedanta says there is no substance at all because ignorance is the substance. Science cannot carry out the investigation because this is not based upon any instrument used by the science. Here the method of investigation of vichar based on the scriptures.
Yeah.
It is a set of questions conducive to understanding the nature of the object. Vedanta enables us to correctly know the self that is wrongly known, not unknown, but wrongly known. It also enables us to correctly understand the world, which is also wrongly known. To understand rightly, we ask a series of questions, and they are conducive to enabling us to understand. The question asked so far are Koham, who am I? Katham idam jatam. How is the universe born? And
Ko vai kartasya
vidyate. Who is the creator? The next question is Upadanam kim asti. What is the Upadan cause for the universe? Answered in the next verse.
So that we will see next time. My God, this verse was a real headache. I looked up Akhandanandaji's book also, that this verse is not handled properly in that book. So I found Paramarthanandaji is only the best handling of it. So I had earlier, shared Paramarthanandaji's this thing on this verse with you all. Now I can share it with you again, so that you can look at. We can finish it if you like, but we don't have time. It's already 6 o'clock.
Guruma, एक तो पहला ब्रह्मन है, कॉन्शियसनेस, उसकी पावर है माया, उसकी पावर है माया,
पावर शक्ति है, हाँ,
शक्ति है, और माया ब्रह्मन में काम नहीं करती.
ब्रह्मन में मीन्स
doesn't
affect Brahman.
No. Doesn't affect Brahman. But
No.
it affects Ishvara.
Doesn't affect. There's no. Ishvara is totally
वो
asamsari.
पाप पुण्य आ जाता है, कर्म आ जाते हैं.
But doesn't affect Ishvara, no? Ishvara is not, doesn't have papa punya or anything like that. Jiva has got.
Jiva.
So Brahman and Ishvara are not different really.
That's right.
Ishvara, Brahman is given the name Ishvara from the standpoint of creation. Because Brahman apparently associates with Maya Shakti. Okay, which becomes a cause for this creation. Iti. But eventually Vedanta is really not interested in the creation at all. All this lamba story bata raha hai, so that you negate it. Eventually it negates the entire prakriya, only is negated fully. Everything gets negated. So that you can arrive at, you can give up your fascination with creation. Okay, we give up our fascination with creation, we give up our fascination with our own body and our mind also. And we come to what is the basis of this creation and what is the basis of our body-mind complex. Iti. And then we recognize that that basis is what I am. Because only that is not an object. World is an object. Body is an object. Mind is an object. Even the knower is an object actually. Eh? So it negates everything so that you arrive at yourself as you are without superimposing any object. Neither the world nor this thing. But that demands a great deal of vairagya. And a great deal of, vairagyam is the right word. Viveka also. Huh?
Everything is chetna, consciousness.
Yeah, it will arrive at that.
You have to arrive at.
So to arrive at that, it uses this very interesting Atma Anatma Viveka. By only very simple, अपना सामने जो है उसको ही लेके बोलती है कि देखो ये नित्य है कि अनित्य है. हाँ ये तो अनित्य है. ये चेंजिंग है. हाँ ये तो चेंजिंग है. मटेरियल इन नेचर है. हाँ ये प्रकाश्य है या प्रकाशक है. प्रकाश्य है. It is illuminated. It is not the illuminer. The illuminer is only one thing. There is only one, that is consciousness. ऐसे कर करके विवेक कर करके आपको एक स्तर पे ले आएगा. And it will point out that that consciousness which illumines the whole universe, in which the whole universe is, as though that consciousness is the same consciousness that you are. Iti tattvamasi. So Vedanta is not really very interested in the prakriya. It's not very interested in the, but because our buddhi needs something, we have to hold on to something and answer some questions. See? So we make different prakriyas. Certain prakriyas are for teaching, so that we can slowly come to this, that there is, I am here as the self-revealing conscious being. And that self-revealing conscious being is the one in whose presence everything is illumined. If that self-revealing conscious being is not there, nothing will be illumined. So you पहले उधर तक पहुंचो और फिर उधर तक पहुंचने के बाद वो बताती है कि वो self-revealing conscious being is all pervading. Because if there is anything in it, then that becomes object. This is a priceless logic actually. Why there is no boundary? Because if you sense any boundary, that boundary is object, no? किसी को भी आप बाउंड्री लोगे तो वो बाउंड्री ऑब्जेक्ट बन जाती है. बाउंड्रीलेस इज अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. उसके ऊपर टाइम स्पेंड करो. That what does it mean to be without boundaries? Because supposing I say, oh, I have a sense that I am only up to this body, this is my boundary. ये मेरा boundary है. Okay, but are you the boundary, or are you the drashta of the boundary?
Drashta.
Yeah, so they make you question like that. Har ek baar, are you the boundary or are you drashta of the boundary? Because if you feel you have a boundary, then that boundary is a drishya. But then you are not drishya, you are the drashta. So it's very fine nitpicking ऐसे कर करके you will come, you will arrive, but it is demanding. Yeah, demanding है. और याद रखना मैंने लास्ट टाइम क्या बोला, हमेशा बॉडी को थोड़ा प्रेम दो, बोलो ना ना यू आर अ वंडरफुल गिफ्ट गिवन बाय ईश्वरा एंड वेरी वेरी नाइस, बहुत अच्छा है, आपके बिना कुछ नहीं हो सकता है, थैंक यू थैंक यू थैंक यू, ये सब करके बाद थोड़ा नेगेशन करो. हाँ? नहीं तो बॉडी आपको कोई ना कोई प्रॉब्लम देख के जाएगी. यू सी ऑल द महात्मास नो दे हैव मासिव प्रॉब्लम्स, हेल्थ प्रॉब्लम्स. So just it's okay. Acknowledge the body, give it respect because it is worthy of respect. If it was not there, we can't even conduct this inquiry. No?
गुरुमा अस्ति भाति प्रियम रूप नाम चेत अंश पंचकम आद्य त्रय ब्रह्म रूपम जगत रूपम तत्वद्वयम. ये ज्यादा नहीं हेल्प करेगी
ये नाम
क्योंकि ये तो
रूपा.
हर चीज में आती है.
हाँ, नाम रूपा. अस्ति भाति प्रियम is the truth. Satchidananda. Everything else is nama rupa, drishya. Asti bhati priyam is not drishya, it's the drashta.
Yes.
Asti bhati priyam is the drashta who is lending his asti bhati priyam to everything.
Anji.
If that asti bhati priyam is not there, nothing will have asti bhati priyam. Everything is only borrowed existence. Even this body is having borrowed existence from consciousness. Eh?
Very difficult. एक तरफ व्यवहार है और दूसरी तरफ वेदांत है.
That's why I will tell you one thing, you know.
हाँ जी.
That's why मैंने एक बहुत सुंदर गाना कल लिखा था.
मैं वही बोलने वाली थी, आजकल आप बहुत अच्छा लिखा नहीं.
वो मैंने सोचा और उसका मेरी थॉट्स उधर लिख दी और उसने गाना बना दी. गाना में ये था, कर्मयोग था कि एवरी सेकंड जो भी मैं अनुभव कर रहा हूं, जो भी अनुभव हो रहा है, जैसे अभी शब्द अनुभव हो रहा है, आप सुन रहे हो, कान से सुन रहे हो, आंख से देख रहे हो, ठीक है. सो एवरी अनुभव at any moment offer it at Ishvara's feet. It's not mine. You are the one. Eh? I offer at your feet. It is yours. Because Vyavahara is nothing but our Anubhava, you know. So this Anubhava has taken place. You are behind it. आप ही का है, आप ही रखो इसको. मेरा इसमें कुछ नहीं. And hey Nath, please don't let me form likes and dislikes out of these Anubhavas. Because एक अच्छी गुलाब जामुन आ गई, like. फिर बाइंडिंग लाइक, फिर बाइंडिंग के लिए कर्मा करो, फिर उसकी परिणाम भोगो. इति हे नाथ, experiences are not a problem, they are all yours. Hey Nath, it's all yours. And my prayer is don't let me form likes and dislikes, binding likes and dislikes from them. Please free me from that. Iti. Please free me from that. So व्यवहार में अनुभव तो होने वाले हैं, ये सब होंगे, बहुत सारे अनुभव होंगे, पर सेकंड टू सेकंड जो अनुभव होती है, एवरी नाउ एंड देन स्टेप बैक एंड से ये अनुभव में, जो भी ये अनुभव में हुआ ईश्वर को अर्पण, जो भी हुआ अनुभव में ईश्वर को अर्पण. इसमें से मुझे कुछ नहीं पकड़ना है. आई डोंट वांट टू होल्ड ऑन टू एनीथिंग. ना मुझे उससे कोई लाइक बनाना, ना कोई डिसलाइक बनाना है. इट इज योर्स. भगवान प्लीज ब्लेस मी लाइक दिस, ब्लेस मी फॉर दिस. इति. Yesterday I went to Prabodhanandaji's, let me stop this recording, okay?